I was wondering when you was gonna do the busted challenge.
I'm not doing the busted challenge.
You're not doing the busted challenge. The
That's
streets are waiting.
that's no. The streets are definitely
Streets are
not
waiting.
waiting for that for me at all.
Is what it
Not
is.
like not at all.
I
I
was
am going to say this. We've talked about like food stuff before. Ordinarily,
Mhm.
like I posted an article today. Uh, every time I post an article, you know what I like to do? Take a shot at Arby's because they deserve it.
Yeah.
And Arby's was trending because Mark Phillips did that video on Arby's. And you know I like to take shots at Arby's and Mattress Firm and Long John Silver's
Yeah.
because they sell drugs. That's the only thing that I can agree with. That's how they're making
I
their
saw
money.
your IG story. So
But
they
here's
said,
the
wait.
problem. I did not realize that so many people that I care for and cherish, like genuinely love, cut for Long John Silver's. Like they were like, I understand the Mattress Firm. I understand. Somebody was in my DM saying, but have you ever had their clams? And I was like, y'all buying fat. So
Fast food
apparently,
clams.
look, I still believe what I believe. I just did not know that many people were out here eating Long John Silver's.
You don't need to be
So,
friends with these
I can
people.
admit when I'm wrong. Apparently, people out here eating it. I'm still not wrong about Arby's and the Mattress Firm, though.
You don't need to be friends with the people. They don't love themselves.
Hey, man,
Like
you know what I'm saying? Everybody's got their own little vices. You probably
everybody,
have a loved one that's hiding in the Arby's line right now.
we probably do, but it is
They're
what
the
it is.
only one there.
Speaking of just randomness, did you see Trey Songz? Oh my goodness,
I did.
choke out a cop.
I did. I
What
don't
are your thoughts?
I would say there's commentary on that, but it's like I felt like everybody online was like, wow,
That's it.
all right.
That nigga choked. That nigga, he held on to him.
I backed away from the camera like I was there at the scene. Like, y'all see Trey Songz? Okay,
I don't. What happened? Do you know what exact? No one knows what
no
happened.
clue, no clue.
We don't know the
The only
ramifications.
the joke I saw was when he was in the holding cell. He was saying, "Which one of y'all?" And I laughed. I was at work. I looked at my phone. I laughed out loud. I was like, "All
I
right,
saw they did the Melvin meme from Baby Boy. I
yeah,
saw that one a lot. I was
yeah."
like, classic. That's when anybody like does anything, they always use Baby Boy, which is a classic movie. It's probably my second favorite movie of all time because I love black people. Because I'm black and ugly as ever. However, I stay Houston down to my socks. Welcome to another episode of In My Humble Opinion podcast, where the opinions are humbled and the words are not jumbled. I am your host, Avery, like a very nice guy, also known as Avery Zadius on Instagram and Twitter. Thanking you for taking your time out and checking out In My Humble Opinion podcast. And we're joined by your host, my brother, Just Devon.
Yeah, that's me, Just Devon. I'm changing my social media sites. One is Dr. Douglas, one's Just Devon. I think Jedi made fun of me one time. He's like, nobody knows what Dr. Douglas is. Change all your sites to Just Devon. Nobody even knows how to spell your stuff. I was like, you know what? You're right. You're right. So I'm making that change. There is another Just Devon out there, but you're gonna come off that.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna run up on him.
yeah.
We're gonna run up on him. Two pods gonna run up on him. So that's how we do. And he stepped on my little intro, but I'm gonna do it anyway because you can find him at Dr. Douglas on all socials, and you could also find us, me and my brother, on My Humble O on everything that includes Twitter, that includes Instagram, not on Facebook because you don't have to do all that stuff on Facebook. But let's not forget about the streams, ladies and gentlemen. We're on all DSPs, like I said, and on YouTube. So this is a visual thing. You could see us. All right. So if you're not familiar with us, we usually have guests spotlighting the talent in the city of Syrup, the great H-Town. H-Town's too sweet. H-Town's too sweet. All right. Our next guest is an all-around hustler who has a penchant for an aesthetic that is both eye-catching and affordable. With her line CocoBean for the everyday vibe from head to toe, she's a stylist, photographer, restaurant blogger, and philanthropist. And she had I really did like I liked your YouTube page. I think you should keep going
Thank
with
you.
the
Okay.
YouTube.
Okay.
But once again, before you talk, I gotta say her name. Fashion Dollface, ladies and gentlemen. Fashion
Thank you
Dollface.
for having the kid.
I feel like like he really just jumped in the interview. I mean, I felt like you wanted to answer that. What were you about to say about the YouTube?
Oh, that I basically am getting back into it. And so I think I'm going to do more so like vlogging and, talking, because people actually, like to hear the sound of my voice.
Yeah, your voice is awesome.
Give it to the people. You know what I'm saying?
I was about to say, yeah, you have a very distinctive voice. You got that southern drawl that everybody likes. So, well, I mean, he talked about it. Your name is Margot.
Mm-hmm.
You go by Fashion Dollface online, and tell us, what is Fashion Dollface?
So Fashion Dollface is kind of where it all started. That's just the beginning branding of the kids. So I used to work at Nordstrom's, right? And so back in the day, Instagram was kind of coming up, but I wasn't using Instagram for social media. I was more so using it for editing. Then I was going back to Tumblr. And so I was working in kids' shoes, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get on Instagram, because people kept saying like, oh, Instagram, because now everybody's talking on Instagram, but I didn't have a name and I didn't know what I wanted to vibe like. And so I was helping this little girl, and she's like snickering and dickering to her mom, and her mom's like, well, ask her. And so I'm like, ask me what? And she's like, I just asked my mommy if I can play with you because you're like a doll. And so
Wow.
Fashion.
Little girl.
Okay. So Fashion Dollface. That's the move. And so you did that as you're moving from Tumblr over to Instagram. And then when you first got on Instagram, because you were like, I don't know why everybody's moving over here. Let me see what it's about. What were your first thoughts in terms of what you were going to do over there?
To be honest, I was like, well, if they like me on Tumblr, then shoot. If they like me on Instagram, okay, cool. And if they don't, okay, cool, because I was already kind of getting accustomed to Tumblr, right?
Yeah.
And so I just was doing the norm. I just put it out. But back then we were more structured. We were like, okay, we gotta post three times a day. We gotta use hashtags. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing to do. I'm like, okay, this is a lot, but we'll commit. And at that time, I'm like working at retail, so I'd ask my coworkers, they take my picture with me, because I would always, get dressed. And I never owned a pair of sweats back in the day, so I never knew where I was going to end up. So it was like, okay, this is easy enough. And so it just snowballed, and 7 likes turned into 24, turned into 2-something, turned into, okay, cool, I'm with it. And so that's just how it went. But it was just my organic self. Like the only trying hard I had to do was keep up with the algorithm of Instagram.
Of actually doing, but you're just chronicling the stuff you were already doing. Like you said, you're working. Did you always just have this innate interest in fashion and styling?
I did. I have. Even from in middle school, we had to wear uniform. But I was like, no, I don't want to just wear the white shirt with the khaki pants and my shoes. I want to wear the white shirt with a pink little something under it, and then I'm gonna get the bags to kind of match. And then back then we was on the laces. I was like, oh, I gotta get the laces to match. So it was always like finding a way to trick the system a little bit so that I can like make it my own, because I just wasn't into being boring like that, So even if I could just do a little bit, I was cool with it. So,
okay. And what part of Houston were you coming up in at this time?
West.
Oh, okay.
You can't tell?
For real, I was born in Nigeria, and so then me and my mother came here, and so my upbringing has been in Houston, Southwest.
Okay.
You sound like you from the Southwest, and I mean that compliment wise. Like, I love it.
I just wanted her to say it. I mean, we've researched her. I just wanted her to say it for the audience. What I'm saying?
I just want to be a jerk to you.
So even coming from, I mean, you said like you and your mother came here from Nigeria, being here, like, what is your mom's look on all this in terms of looking at like you becoming this fashion person that people are following online? It's like you got all these followers. What are her thoughts on you going into the fashion realm?
So I'm gonna be coy with you. My folks are very Nigerian. So to keep up with the social media path of things, they don't really do. It's one of those things where I would have to bring to them like, oh, but there are certain things that I feel like,
At no point.
you know.
Yeah.
But my people support me in my business, in my company. They're always asking, there's always like, do you need help? You know, my father is always been an entrepreneurship. My mother's a nurse. So they've always been like the organized type and, oh, okay, you good. So my mom doesn't trip. She's very like, okay, you good? She always, you good? Okay, cool. If you good, I know you got it. And I know whatever you need to tell me that's popping, you're going to tell me and we good with that. You know? Cool. So that's just that.
And that's good. That's always like a running theme on this show. We ask people like how they're, what their parents see. Because usually it's, they weren't really great until stuff started happening. Like once your parents see one thing they recognize, then they're like, oh, you're doing well for yourself. Like that kind of thing. So that's always good to know.
Like my people are like, what can I do? Like, like they just want to like always, and I'm just like, I'm good. I'm an adult. You know what I'm saying? Like, Nigerian culture is just, they just always want to make sure that even when you feel like you've fallen, it might be hard sometimes to come to them with the fallen part, but they're not going to let you just fall. Like, you know, just gonna be ass style. Like that's just not the culture. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always good and Gucci.
Now, like what year did you start? Around the time did you start the Tumblr page? When was that?
So Tumblr was like 2009.
2009. Okay. Because it's interesting to see, especially in terms of fashion, watching the landscape completely change, and you're basically a part of that. Where I think in 99, in the 90s, at most, the most interactive might have been like Tyra's like top model. Like that kind of thing. It's like, okay, this is what we're looking at. Maybe there's a better chance of getting in there, but maybe, it's kind of opening up doors. And now it's like, people that work and put stuff together, I don't care where you are. Like if you got a phone, if you got this kind of stuff, you can make these things happen. Yeah. What is it like being a part of that, like getting to be a part of this huge community like that?
Oh my goodness, like I don't know, it's almost like a twilight zone. It's like, whoa, I feel like I've just been a part of like, but to be honest, I think that back then, I would say back then it was way easier. Although we had to pay a little bit more attention to detail, it was easier because we didn't have that many editing software. So we're not so zoned in and focused on, oh my God, I can't remove that. Da, da, da. So it's like either you got it right or you didn't.
Oh.
So it's like, and I do it because I need 7 pictures, you know what I'm saying? So that means that I need about, 60 from you. So, and don't ask me no questions, like just do it. And now it's just like a mumble and grumble. Back then, it was no problem. And I don't know, it's good in the sense of the market as far as how you can promote yourself and how you can like really be out here in so many different streams to do so versus back then. But child, if I had to choose to be honest, I wish I could just be right here, take a little bit of what I know and go on back to where we started and then do it like that.
It's like you don't get as much room for error or leeway in this one now that everybody.
Oh gosh, it's like the fact you can zoom in, you could. Child, perfection. That's the word, right? That's crazy. Yeah. The world we living in right now is just like this weird idea of perfection, and sometimes I'm a part of it. I ain't gonna lie, but it's child. I have to take mental breaks from social media.
No, I get that.
Yeah, I've looked at your Instagram page. Everything is perfect.
Is it
really?
Yeah.
Maybe I should.
Yeah. This is how we knew about you early on. There are certain Instagram pages that we always look at, and I was like, yo, I don't care I don't care what it is you're doing. Like we look at the aesthetic of your page, and your page is just really well put together.
Uniform.
And you were like doing reels and stuff really well first too. Like I saw that too. I was like, oh yeah, you do like a really good job on this stuff. And I know you do a good job because I'm not gonna speak for him, but I know nothing about fashion. So I was like, I'm watching this page. So the outfit you see me in is the outfit that everybody sees me in all the time. It's like hoodie and hoodie, like all the time. So yeah, like watching that progression, you have a really well put together like plan. It looks like.
I appreciate that. You know, it's nothing, and nothing makes me feel more fuzzy on the inside when people actually like enjoy like a piece of your joy, like a piece of your soul. Because you know what I'm saying? I don't have to do it, but there are people that are like, oh my God, like, you know, and it's just like, it only takes one person to satisfy. Okay, Lord. Okay, so it's good.
So where does the name CocoBean come from?
The apple of my eye. So CocoBean HTX is my comfort apparel line, and that's not where I started in my entrepreneurship journey. I actually started with a hair company, right? And then it snowballed into a fast fashion company, Shop Fashion Dollface, and then Shop Fashion Dollface is now CocoBean HTX. And the reason for CocoBean HTX is because in the time of COVID and African American companies kind of, or entrepreneurship as far as being African American and trying to keep your business afloat in a time where people are in the house and you might be selling fast fashion and child you ain't with it, but I already had a brand outside of my 9-to-5 job. So when my 9-to-5 job disappeared, it was just kind of like, okay, girl, you decided to go full throttle here. But see, I had the opportunity. And so I found myself always wanting to be comfortable, trying to pursue something. And so just like chocolate, it didn't start just chocolate. It was a bean. It started somewhere. It had to grow. It had to fester. It had to be basic before it became grand. And so for me, it's let me allow you to focus on what you need to do because I'm already a little bit ahead of the game. So let me help you create your comfort, create your basic so that you can be cool. Because I found myself being from in front of the camera to now I'm behind because now I'm doing photography and I shoot my own models. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes now I do my lifestyle and I do da-da-da-da. But I want to be cool. But I'm always in the stores buying everybody else's tees.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, period. And so, and then it also came in a stamp where it was like, I'm black. Like, that's it. I'm brown. Like, that's it. Like, this is what's up. Like, we're no, like, so that's where brown is fuck. Like, that's a stamp. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. Like,
apologetic. I love it.
Is as bold, but brown as fuck to me is just like it's a conversation whether you like it or not, and whether you like it or you don't, still on my body, you know. And that's it. So it's very near and dear to my heart because through prayer is where it festered, you know, through my walks and my downs, my ups, and just like, oh my God, girl, what you gonna do? So I wanted to create something of substance, not just what we deem to be cool in the moment.
Okay.
Now, but it's okay.
Okay. All right. So you were telling us like a number of people, especially for people trying to get into like a business where they're selling things online, follow these different pathways. You were talking about first selling hair and then moving into fast fashion. And these are things that people kind of hear about, but they might not necessarily know how to get into and the mistakes that they can make once they get into it. Like, what were some of the things you got into when you were selling hair where you got out and you were like, you know what, let me shift so I can go into something else?
So for me, I think that in my earlier stages, I understood the concept of planting a seed and allowing it to grow for you. So for me, I started Daily Doll Hair, and it doesn't mean that it disappeared because I then launched Shop Fashion Dollface. It just means that I was blessed with a way to like kind of shift myself in a form of where I wanted to be at that time of my life. Like, so it was nothing really it was never like oh my God, I'm not really selling hair anymore. I need to just find something else. It's never that, because I can pull out hair and sell it at any time if it's about, really money. And I know that that's what at the end of the day, we need money to survive, but my passion, my purpose, what I was aligned and designed to do, what it is I'm supposed to reveal to whoever, what it is I'm supposed to talk to whoever about or help whoever through, that is what is important to me. So doing hair got tiresome for me. So I was like, okay, where's a passion? Where's a passion? Where's a passion? And then Shop Fashion Dollface is a passion. So, okay. And so when you plant seeds of passions, you can always go back.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
not stuck. I'm not stuck. I was never stuck. That's why I do what I want to do. Like, because I can try it. Because if I'm good at it, then I'm a soar. And that's just that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know?
Okay, so when you were starting all this, you were still in Houston, correct?
Yes. Well,
So, what was that?
I don't really have like the majority of my time might be in Houston, but I'm not like tied down here, if that makes sense.
Oh,
So,
okay, okay. Because I'm about to say, I see you go back and forth between here and to the West Coast.
Yep.
And what were the thoughts behind that? Because you're still able. I mean, you're in Houston almost just as much as you're out there. So, what were your thoughts behind kind of doing this, working in these two areas like this?
so for me, it's from a more so creative standpoint, a new chapter, new leaf. I don't have any children. I am not married. And Houston is the place to marry and settle down and on the five. It's just that I just really wasn't getting the creative juices that I needed. So when I took my trip out to LA, I was like, oh my gosh, I can breathe. So one time turned into three, turned into seven, turned into now we're looking for places to move to. Like I need somewhere to be, considering I'm your older point. So, but I love Houston. Don't get it effed up. Like I love Houston. I would like, but right now when I don't have anything tying me down, I've never like really lived anywhere else. I'm gonna do it. Like that's just the thing for me.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. You were the first person that has ever described Houston as a place to be married. Like, I was just like, Houston's the spot. Is that you think it's because Houston is a spot, or because your family is all here?
I'm saying it might not necessarily be to meet where to marry, but I feel like there's so many
Yeah,
communities that's what Houston just always. When I go to Cali, it's just I see so many single folk and just like like
that's
it's just
true.
a place you come because you gotta do something and you gonna either do it or you're gonna get lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying?
That,
Houston, you can be a creative and still have a 9 to 5 job and it be normal, like what I'm saying, normal and have your family. Man, please, and you can live anywhere.
yeah,
And
that is true.
it's like certain areas where you see really that. So
I think where we had Cam Franklin from the Suffers on the show one time, and she was saying Houston is one of those places where basically what you're saying is like you can go out to LA and you can go out to New York, and Houston people struggle, our creative struggle just like they do. But she's
right.
like, Houston people can struggle in like a house, like with a family and have a job, and you can move out to Katy, you can move out to Pearland, you can move. There's a lot of places you can go, and it's like LA, you struggling with like it's like five of y'all in a one bedroom, like she's like it makes it different. You said what now?
Sometimes you need that fire,
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, absolutely.
but you gotta know what you. Just don't go out there and just get lost in the sauce.
Did you experience that when you went out to LA first?
Me?
Yeah.
Me. Lost in the sauce?
No, I'm not saying lost in the sauce. I'm saying, did you experience like sleeping on couches and whatnot?
No.
I could imagine that.
She said no.
You have like, oh girl, okay, I could stay. I'm coming into town. Okay, I'll stay with your crib, but I'm never like asked out to where we get into it, and I gotta like be in my feelings and bum on your couch. No, 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 no.
But you did experience the fire that you're talking about. Like you feel a different energy when you're out there in terms of like creative inspiration now.
I don't need to technically struggle in that sense to get the fire that I need because I've already struggled in my form here in Houston. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm going to move somewhere or travel somewhere and be questioning if I can even get home or if I could stay some or if something happens like, oh child, can I? Because how the hell I'm gonna move somewhere if I can't even, take care of myself to just travel?
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not moving anywhere to be asked out. Like I've already done that. Like not doing that.
Now, for people, I mean, just to get back to like talking about CocoBean and talking about everything that you're doing in terms of you're very big on the look, the style, like you said, photography. When you're talking about food blogging, when you're talking about fashion, how would you describe your sense of style for somebody that hasn't experienced it yet, and describe some of the things that you could offer them in terms of styling?
For me, my style is comfortable and very true to self. Like it's very unapologetic. Like I roll over in the morning and I get dressed true to my being, true to my mood. And I do not walk around, nor do I get dressed for real for the Joneses. Because if that was the case, I would be sleeping on people's couches. Like, and it's not worth it to me. Not that I can't get these things, but my prayer life and what is valuable to me is completely different. So you just have to understand that what works for you might not work for everyone else, and that is okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's comfortable, it's edgy, it's true to self, it's carefree, funky, cool, like so cool and steezy. Oh my. If I don't pump myself, who gonna pump me? So that's just it. And I love color. It's very colorful.
It really is. And I was about to say it stands out. It stands out without being like loud or just over the top.
Party.
Yeah, there's nothing gaudy about it, but it's very unique.
Touch on that
Right.
because I love black. I love neutrals. I love green. So when I say colorful, there's layers of colorful because even if it's black and white, there's still a beam, which, the Lord said that I can claim that. So that's why I just say it like that, so it's cool.
You're hilarious, bro. You're funny.
Okay, okay. So what is it that like I guess at the end where do you kind of see things headed in terms of your fashion brand, and what is it that you're trying to do? Is it trying to expand out more of an online presence? Are you trying to be this stylist for everybody? Are you just trying to build up the brand more? Are you trying to do all of this? Like, yeah.
Right? So kind of, yeah, right? Because I'm naturally a creative. I'm naturally a curator. So for me, my brand will absolutely soar. And when it does to the pinnacles in which I know to reach, I see my brand being on a level of not just merchandise, but a type of motivation. So notebooks and mugs and super dope shirts where you wear 1,000 times. Like I am an advocate for repeating. That's why it's like cool that you wear your sweatshirt. I mean, if that's what you like, man, come on, wear your rock your sweatshirt every interview, okay? As long as you wash it.
Okay, I do wash it. I do wash it, but and that might be why I like a lot of your stuff because I see like when I look at your reels and things like that, you are taking
Oh,
things. You take a lot of sweatshirts. You take a lot of comfortable stuff, and then you do like a couple of things to it and just change it up. You make it
expensive.
look bad. So I was like, yeah, she's wearing like athletic wear, but it looks really like dressed up.
Yeah.
It's that's why I say it's very important. I do what I want to do because I'm very centered in my comfort zone. Like I said, I'm happy that people can enjoy what I truly is just natural to me, what is second nature to me.
Mhm.
So to go into being a stylist for real, where I'm opening up the market to not just my friends and like through the grapevine, but to more so like the everyday girl because I get so many like DMs and comments about like self-esteem and oh my god, like I don't even know how to repeat my stuff. Like, and I'm like, what? Just wear it. Like it's just, it's crazy. But for me, my craft, I want to always exude in the most positive way and true to myself. Like, so if I feel like going out with my friends and we having a dance off, and that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I've earned the respect line to
Yeah.
where I can present my brand from where I started to always being true to me. So therefore, if you're true to yourself, then I don't like it's whatever. Like, and I absolutely see couch talk being just like so grand and like, oh child, look at me, huh? Look at me.
And I think that's another thing.
She's waving to her fans. You're a character.
No, that's another thing. Like, let's talk about couch talk because when
Yeah.
you that is what you doing on it's your own online video interview style. But tell us about how that came about and the guests that you're looking for on couch talk and the message that you're just trying to get out because it's always positive and very upbeat.
Yeah. So I started Couch Talk, of course, during COVID because we're in the house and it's like, I don't want to be a bum, right? And I know being a creative, I'm itching. I want to go out. I want to talk. I want to be seen. And at this time, it's like TikToks and now we getting creative with stuff. And so in the time of that growth, a lot of creatives were able to really turn up. We was able to like really show how we can like mix and match and go back to MySpace days. You know what I'm saying? Because we was doing that. Like we
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
figuring stuff and we was smart in it. So it's just like, okay, hold on. I'm getting the juices. I'm feeling MySpace days. Like, so I launched Couch Talk because I thought it was important to highlight curators and creatives in this time when you have to be online, right? And you have to remind people of who you are. And I just always wanted to be a platform of if I had somebody that helped me do it and I could do it, then let me just go ahead and shine the light on people who can possibly do it for other people. So it's just like paying for somebody behind you and hopefully they take this good deed and go ahead and do it for somebody behind them. So Couch Talk then turned into Couch Talk Live, where I wanted to create a space in a type of form where you take the same, $30 that you was going to waste on chips and soda, okay? And come to a place where you can meet other photographers, other models, other curators that can help grow your brand in a positive way. You're actually in the presence of good people. You know what I'm saying? And I can vouch for the guests that I bring and who is coming and I'm looking at, I'm like, okay. So I love to talk to people. I love to like help people. And so that is what my events are about. And it doesn't matter if it's just one person. Like I said, I'm cool with that. You know?
Great.
So that's just it.
You are very I would use the word you said earlier, centered, like in yourself. Like you have a strong sense of self. That
Thank
usually
you.
takes a long time to develop. But you were saying, I mean, were you always like this? Was there somebody in your life that influenced you for that? But like, how do you have? It's a strong confidence in yourself.
So I've always had common sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I had common sense with a lack of communication, and so with the lack of communication, you do petty things. And now, who you genuinely are, and knowing that you have common sense, is not that I was like crazy or like whatever, but it was like I would allow things to really push my buttons in ways that I would trigger me. So where it's like, now all your shine you just got dust on it, huh? Now how you come back from that? How you gonna dust yourself off now, Chip? So it's just like, Margaret, how do we do this? What we gonna do? So now you get a therapist, right? And my father's a pastor, and so now I'm like reading more of the Word, and I'm talking to God more, because when there's a way to say everything. And so I'm never quiet, not never, but a lot of the times I am allowed to say and I do say what I want to say, because I've mastered how to say what it is I want to say, so that it doesn't end on deaf ears.
Yeah.
Because if you have been doing the same thing and it's yielding the same, excuse my language, dumbass results,
yeah,
it's about time to change, right? So I did something different. I yield different results. And here we are, the woman you see today.
Well, it is definitely coming across. I find it.
You.
I believe that you at one time had a difficulty communicating, because you are very good at so the hard work is definitely paid off. Uh, Communicate to the audience where they can find you and all the brands, from CocoBean, Couch Talk, Fashion Dollface. Let people know where they can find you.
All right. Okay. I got to get my sweetie on. Okay. So listen, kids. Okay. So y'all can go to fashion_dollface for the kids' personal brand. And for my company, you can go to CocoBean HTX. You go to CocoBean HTX, it'll follow you everywhere else. If you go to fashion_dollface, lead you everywhere else. So you go to one, connect the dots. It's so easy. Don't worry. So find one and find them all. You dig what I'm saying? So easy.
Excellent. And on there, that has access. Fashion Dollface, that page has all the stuff of like the couch talks are on there, like all that stuff. So they can find you, and they'll find information to when you do couch talks live, like when you're doing it here in Houston or when you're doing it in LA. People will know, like, okay, this is where I know where to find you.
Yep. And so it's really, really dope, because I'm actually doing one this Sunday too. So it's gonna be. I'm looking forward to the growth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really excited about it. And I am excited for people to start waking up to wanting to support something that is I know to be so near and dear. And it's not gonna be it ain't gonna be no fail over here, shouty. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking. We're gonna talk again.
And I will say, it's one of those things, like you're a brand in fashion that you're building. You're not small. Like, I mean, there's definitely room for growth, but this is not like a minor thing. No. Watching that growth, and I guess I'd like you to give a word of advice, because you are so centered. How do you judge success? Because it kind of stuck with me, where you're like, look, if one person shows up, I'm happy. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you judge success? Because most of us just look at the numbers. Like, one person follow us, only 4 people following us. Like, we're not doing it. So how do you look at success and watch that growth happen, which you've been able to grow it to a pretty decent number so far already?
Thank you. I take mental breaks, right? And I ask myself, okay, girl, what you want? Not what is it that you see, or what do you like, what is it that you truly want? I want to travel. Like, true, I want to do photography. I want to be a food blogger. Like, that's what I want to do. Like, so it's important to stay centered in what it is that you're truly aligned and truly what you want. So I take mental breaks. Okay. If when I come back and you double tap a picture, it's like, okay, they still see me. Cool, 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 cool. I pray. So therefore, I don't worry about monetary things. I just don't. Not to say that I don't want the lavish things and I don't want, no, but the things that are aligned for me and the things that are for me, no one can have, no one can take. So if you're doing something that you truly want to do, everything else, it's called patience. A lot of people don't have it.
Preach.
If you have patience in what it is you truly want to do, oh my gosh. What? Tyler Perry was living out of his car, still riding.
Yeah.
Not knowing, what's happening, what's gonna parlay. And even if he didn't become a writer, it could have snowballed into something else, but he didn't stop. And so if he stopped, who knows?
Absolutely.
Who knows? So if you truly want to do it, the success meter, thermometer, whatever, will always be hot. Because you'll be satisfied. You did exactly what it is you said you was going to do. It's a goal. So you write it down. Okay, one person, we're going to try for 5 next time. The number always goes up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just set minor goals. Don't go kill yourself. Why would you do that? Kill yourself? How you want to enjoy your luxury? Like, what the? But take breaks and breathe. And everything's going to be all right. Just relax. Relax. Everything is not for you. That Louis bag may not be for you, but you might get Chanel. Relax. Y'all moving too fast for me.
She really preached a sermon right there. Your father.
Okay. Sorry, my father's a pastor too, so then I take a little chip of him.
I see that. We really want to thank you for coming by Fashion Dollface. Ladies and gentlemen, you could find CocoBean HTX. Go there, look at all the clothes. It's very nice. The models are beautiful. You know, that's what I was looking at. I'm a terrible person.
Oh, Lord. But have a little something for you, huh?
You said what?
We have to have a little something for you.
That's true. That's true. You know, I got made happy looking at it that way. So once again, this has been your host, my brother over there, Just Devon.
Damn.
Yeah, that's me. You know.
And I'm Avery Zadius, humbly yours, in my humble opinion podcast. Thank you, and good night. Bye-bye.